7th video of the 5th section of the flow form. With this video, we'll work on the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th positions. Four postures, and it's a repetition because you know them all. You've done them from the first section. Let's go through, let's get up to 13, and then I'll show you how we can implement the 14th to 17th into this section of the form. From the single whip, 1, 2, step up 7 steps, rotate, 3 to the front wall, ride the tiger, 4, right, left, soften, 5, 6 with a 360-degree turn, 7 the kick, lotus kick, 8 sweep to the corner, front corner, 9 facing the back corner, 10 shoot the tiger, 11 back from the sideboard, 12 facing the back wall, 13 drawing in, and you've turned a little bit further than the back wall. I'll do it facing the other way, otherwise you won't see anything. So you've got 10, sorry, not 10, 12, 13. Now 14. 14, you're going to pick up the left leg, opening up. Okay, just like you did in the first section. But remember, in the first section, before we just dropped into the right leg, I said up. Yeah, up. So we had to get that sensation of coming up. So from the 12, 13, up and turn. Yeah, remember the up and turn. So the arms come up, right hand in front of the left hand. Right heel will go down in front of the left heel, remember, not too wide. It will go down. As it goes down, you shift your weight in and your hands open up. So both hands facing up. The right hand on the hip, left hand facing straight up. And it's to the corner. Okay, it's to the corner, which would be the front corner. Okay, this is the same direction as what you're doing in the first section. That's what makes it even easier. So from this position, this is 12, 13, up and turn. You know it. Yeah, you know it. Lifting with the knee, coming up with the arms, then dropping in for the 14. So you know that posture. 15, 16, 17, you also know. 15, the punch, straight through. Same thing. Remember the bone, thumb on the bone, fingers on the top. 16, the apparent close up, straight back. Okay, right forearm on the left wrist, middle left finger on the bone, and the 17, the push. Okay, so you know them all. So if you were good students and you practice your first section and you're doing it well, this is easy, completely easy. But what we want to look at, what we want to try and work with is how can we keep it fluid? Okay, because you've already done it, you know the postures, so how can we keep this part of the form nice and fluid? How can we keep the arms moving? And remember what we talked about at the end of the 4th section. Okay, at the end of the 4th section, we tried to move the legs just before the hands finished. So this allows our arms to keep moving. So let's try that in this sequence. So from 12, 13, now as the hands are coming down, already start to come up and turn. Dropping down, and already just before you just come into position, start stepping forward. So the arms are already moving. And just before you finish the arm movement, start stepping back. Just before you finish the arm movement here, start stepping forward. So they start to overlap. Your upper and lower are synchronized, but they're synchronized in a wave-like fashion, not in a stiff robotic fashion. Okay, there's a fluidity in it. But the importance of having fluidity is not that your body starts moving like so. You keep the structure nice and strong, but you get the fluidity from the limbs. And because the base starts the movement, you've got this torso here, obviously the torso, and there's a slight, very, very slight delay as the movement comes into the hands. And if there's no restriction of that flow, no restriction of tension, excess tension in the body, the flow can happen naturally. But you must get the timing with the legs. If you don't get the timing with the legs, you'll delay it, you'll get stuck, you'll stall, you'll get static. All these ugly things that we don't want happening. And because you're repeating this part of the form again, we want this fluidity. We're looking for it, we want it. So if I do it again, I'll do it facing you guys. Yeah, because it's a little bit easier. 12, 13, up, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, notice how the arms have a slight delay in it. This is what we're looking for. Yeah, so let's try that, those postures, 14, 15, 16, 17, in the, connected right through with the rest of the fifth section. Facing the normal way to start with. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, right, left, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, up, 14, 15, 16, 17. And we'll do it again facing the other way. 1, 2. Sorry. Don't need to lift my leg up. Keep the leg down. 3, 4, right, left, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, up, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, and now I just want to share with you the 16th paragraph of the Chang San-Feng Taiji Classic. Remember that there's 17 paragraphs. The 16th, step forward, sit backwards, look left, look right, centralized, represented, that are represented by metal, wood, water, fire, and earth, respectively. All these together represent the 13 postures. So what they mean in that last sentence is all these together are the 13 postures. This is because in the 14th verse and in the 15th verse, they're talking about the 8 trigrams. The 14th verse is talking about the water, roll back, press and push, the four cardinal energies, and the 15th is talking about the diagonal energies, okay, the 4 diagonals. And these are your 5 elements. Okay, so the step forward is represented by the metal element. Sit backwards, represented by the wood element. Look left, water. Look right. Fire. Centralized or central equilibrium is your earth. Now, central equilibrium is the most important of the 13 postures. This is our number one. And why it's number one is because if you don't have your central equilibrium, that means to be balanced on all sides at all times, then none of your other postures will work. Okay? None of your other energies will work, none of your other directions will work. So this is your big one. Yeah? So that comes back to structure. Nice alignment, connection between the heaven and the earth, the physical earth. To get this strong element, the central equilibrium, strong element of the earth. This is very important for us. Okay? So we've got one more video. As you know, this video is also going to show some repetitive movements, but I'll also talk more about the clothes.